This is a video presentation of Ocean Power Technologies, Inc. It's a NASDAQ-listed stock trading under ticker OPTT. The stock spiked over $7 in March. It's fallen all the way down to a $1.20 close on Monday. To that point, we encourage a little bit of due diligence to see what was responsible for the fall. This is just a technical look at the chart. What it sees a pretty decent support right around $1.10. And let's call some true bottom support at $1. But with how long the stock has been trading sideways, we'd start to look now for a little bit sharper of a move to come. Now that could just as easily be a gap down, just like it's happened several times to this chart recently, as it could be a move up. So that's why that bottom support is particularly important to us to pay attention to. Another reason it kind of hits the radar right at this point is because the MACD has been trending upward. And right now it's at that critical point of trying to break through zero. See, it kind of bounced right off of it in the middle part of September. And now it's just kind of looming right around that area. We want to pay attention to it, see if it's going to break through into positive territory, which would increase the odds the chart's going to try and make a move upward. Slow still down below 50. See, it's spent very little time on the upper half of the indicator. Of course, being above 50 is a bullish position. And while it has rotated, dropped a little bullish cross, we're going to look for it to try and break out of this box and break through the center line to show some bullish momentum building into play. Money flow index, nothing really pretty going on there. Maybe somewhat remarkably, it was actually holding the upper half of the indicator for quite some time. And that's primarily because of these two spikes right here that showed some buying pressure was going on. But now, broken back down through 50 and taking on a relatively bearish look at this point. Relative strength index, probably the most commonly used gauge of momentum. And this is pretty simple. Again, readings above 50 indicate the bulls are controlling momentum. And it's pretty plain to see that hasn't happened very often for OPTT over the last 6 months. But on the positive side, RSI is trying to climb near that point. See the 14 registering about a 46.5. Just goes right along the lines of paying attention to it. See if the support's going to stay in place. If this chart's going to finally try and make an upward move and sustain it to suggest that this is a true bottom for the chart. Now, as I mentioned, look at a support right around $1.10. That is really where I'd have my sights set. If this stock breaks below that, especially on an increase in volume, the chances of it blowing through this low of $1.03 that was hit in July are really increased. You can see there's just no more support in sight. So that $1.10 mark is pretty important just as a prelude of possibility of things to come. Volume's been pretty low on this, 133,000 shares traded on Monday, but it obviously can trade more shares, getting up over 1 million, and even on a day like this, trading 6 million. If we just pay attention to that volume, because I'd like to see a push coming off the support and have it sustained, not like this one-day buying pressure and then right back down to nothing. I'd like to see it start to steadily increase, showing there's some buying interest, to see if it can push this stock through some initial resistance, right through that area around $1.35. The next level of resistance will come in right up around $1.50, maybe even just a skosh higher, right around $1.55. You can see even on this spike, stock didn't close above it, found more resistance here last month. That goes along the lines that was a pretty strong area of support back in June before the stock made the next leg down. So I'd look for that to be a pretty stout area of resistance, with keeping in mind there's going to be more resistance around $1.75. But at that point, that's where you start to pay attention to this chart, possibly identifying a true bottom, and just look for a curl upward, start to make some higher highs, and on any retraces, start to make some higher lows, and establish a pattern over time to develop a new uptrend. It's obviously been a tough road, sharp downtrend since March, but the flattening of the chart recently is at least enough to keep it on radar for now to see what it does. But as always, it's merely my interpretation of the OPTT chart. I'm not a financial consultant, strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or its video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.